This is pure evil. I am going to read something to you from a lecturer, a former lecturer, still lectures now, he's a doctor, and he's an oil and gas expert. He knows the ins and outs of the oil and gas sector in Nigeria, particularly with respect to our own state-owned refineries. Expert in that field. Here is a document that he wrote. He broke down into pieces in the simplest form how much fuel should sell in Nigeria if we have responsible government. Please permit me to read it to you, then we'll discuss. Let me just take off the... Okay, take this off. Given the negative impact of petrol price increase on the Nigerian masses and the economy as a whole, it is best for the government to reverse its IMF petrol price increase anti-people policy and fix our 4 refineries. Given a crude oil production cost of $28 per barrel, which is high for Nigeria, but let's still just concede. If we had our own refineries working and we had our own crude, the price that fuel should sell in Nigeria is what I'm trying to give you now. And this is empirical data. Okay. So given a crude oil production cost of $28 per barrel, that translates to $236 per metric ton of crude oil. Refining costs, cost of all the additives, the everything to refine the crude oil of $77 per metric ton, and other costs such as headquarters overhead, NPA charges, depreciation and financial costs, or depreciation cost and financial charges. The petrol cost at the refinery gate would be $338 per metric ton. If you put a 10% producer margin, that's profit, of $42 per metric ton, distribution margin of $84 per metric ton. Distribution margin, that's for the distributors, the oil marketers. And you put 7.5% VAT and local content board 1%. It will give you a total cost of $504 per metric ton. And this is using the production cost pricing model. It is generally accepted worldwide. Production cost pricing model. We are trying to determine how much fuel should sell per liter in Nigeria if our own refineries were working. Now, with the production cost pricing model, this is an equivalent of 297 naira per liter, even with the prevailing anti-people brutal floating exchange of 791 naira per liter to a dollar, and 173 naira per liter at an old exchange of 461 naira to a dollar. It is clear that the domestic production of our petroleum products in our own public-owned refineries, from the 445,000 barrels per day domestic crude refining capacity, is the path to sustainable development of our nation. It is clear. Now, the reason why I read this to you is because of what the NNPC just came out to do with Dangote fuel, or fuel from Dangote refineries. Many of you have been clamoring, you have been pushing, you have been defending, joining the propaganda of Dangote and Dangote refineries. The Dangote refineries is Nigerian owned. Dangote refineries is for Nigeria. Oh, Dangote refineries will make fuel cheaper for Nigeria. Well, newsflash. NNPC just released the price of Dangote Refinery fuel, and it is almost 1,000 naira per litre, even in Lagos. This goes to prove that Dangote Refinery fuel is not for you, Nigerians. It is first for the owners of Dangote refineries. First for the owners, and then the shareholders, and then Dangote refineries, and then the oil marketers. It is not for you. Fuel should be sold at nothing more than 300 naira per litre if NNPC were to refine their own petrol using our 4 refineries with a total of 445,000 barrels per day refining capacity. With this, fuel should sell at 300 naira, no more. We can even still sell it at 200 naira per litre if we were refining. But it is Dangote refineries. So all of you that have come out to defend Dangote refineries in his propaganda, trying to make himself look like the angel, when actually he is not, you have your answer. Technically, for those of you that have not noticed, using Dangote refinery fuel, NNPC has technically increased the price of petrol again to 1,000 naira per litre from 850 about 2 weeks ago. And the sad thing is that fuel is still scarce. They still won't sell to you in kegs. They claim that in a few days before the end of the week that fuel will become available. But even at that, the point of this is that Dangote Refinery did not process or refine fuel for the interest of Nigerians. I want us to get this into our head. And that Dangote Refineries is not for Nigerians. It's not even Nigerian owned. I've said it before. In case you have forgotten, Dangote Refineries is in a free trade zone area, which means that it is an international company. The international rules of trade applies to it. Nigeria cannot even do anyhow to Dangote Refineries. That is what the free trade zone area means. They are protected by ICSID and the IMF and the World Bank against countries. Examples of it is what just recently happened to Nigeria with Zhongshan Funcheng, the Chinese company that sued us and seized our jets, seized our guest houses and all that. That is the implication of having Dangote Refinery in a free trade zone area. Another implication is the fact that Dangote Refinery, with the additional Lekki deep sea port, can sell distillates internationally. I hope you know that it's not only petrol and diesel and kerosene and aviation fuel and that comes out from the refining of crude oil. There are other things. Now, how will those impact our economy? Dangote will sell them internationally to buyers, make money and put those monies in his pocket and of course into the pockets of his shareholders, who are IFCs that are linked to the World Bank and the IMF. Now, how much of those profits will Dangote give to you and I as Nigerians? Zero. Zero. So Dangote Refineries is not for you. What we should channel our energies towards right now is our refineries. The 4 refineries must work. I hear people say that Warri Refineries is working. In fact, somebody told me the other day that he knows somebody who works in Warri Refineries and the person always gets fuel from Warri Refineries. The person doesn't buy. Another person publicly came and did a video about it, and NNPC or the refinery has not come to refute it. That in the midnight every day, trailers or fuel tankers, they come to the complex of the Warri Refineries and they take fuel out. The NNPC has not refuted that. So if they come to take fuel out from Warri Refineries, where are they getting those fuel? So they may be right. Our refineries may be working. But even if they are not working, we have spent billions of dollars on turnaround maintenance for them. Billions of dollars, over 20 billion, much more than what Dangote required to do his 650,000 barrels per day capacity refinery? Why are our refineries still not working? Why do we have to give the contract for turnaround maintenance to international organizations? What happened to our local engineers? The engineers that are trained by the Petroleum Training Institute, the Niger Delta University, and the likes, our petroleum engineers, petrochemical engineers, chemical engineers, our chemistry graduates. What happened to them? Can't they be assembled to do maintenance? If our mechanics here that are not literate, that are not educated in the formal sector, can carry out maintenance for high-end cars, why can't our trained engineer in the fields that I just mentioned carry out turnaround maintenance for our refineries? There's a lot of darkness in our oil and gas sector, and it is our responsibility to hold government accountable. Stop thinking Dangote Refinery has come to save you. Anybody who tells you Dangote Refinery is a plus for Nigeria does not like Nigeria, and the person does not like you. The person is lying to you. The person probably has collected money from Dangote, or the person is purely and blatantly and irredeemably ignorant and naive. It doesn't matter how highly placed such people are. It is time for us to take our destinies in our hand. We have been screaming. We have presented data of potential theft in the NNPC to the public, to the government. They have not taken action. We have told them how there's so much fraud in the subsidy regime and how monies should be retrieved from people who collected money fraudulently in the name of subsidy. The government has not acted. They exposed the potentiality of fraud in our refinery and turnaround maintenance. The government has not acted. What does that tell you as a Nigerian? The government, they just simply do not care. They are interested in lining their pockets with public funds, and that is all. If we're going to see a Nigeria that works for all, we need to come together to remove these people. We need a change of guards, a holistic change of guards. And it can only happen when the credible people in Nigeria are allowed into the leadership sphere, into the leadership arena in Nigeria. Are they blocked right now? The answer is yes. Because think about it. You as an individual Nigerian, are you able to afford the nomination form for the least position of councillor in APC or PDP? Think about it. Should it not be open to all Nigerians? Should it be for only those people who have possibly looted public funds for their own private self? No, it shouldn't be. In America, it is not like that. If you don't have money, you can run for president in America. All you need to do is collect about 3,000 forms, go to the street and get people to give you signatures. And then you can run on the Republican Party or on the Democratic Party and the other parties that are available in America. Should it not be like that in Nigeria? Of course. The space should be open to anybody who has an idea, who is credible to run for office in Nigeria. But is it like that? The answer is no. Why? Because the political parties as we have them right now are a gateway. They are gatekeepers. That is where they lock the gate against credible Nigerians who do not have stolen money to spend. We want to open that gate. And to do that, we need to come together as a people to form a new political party, the Abundance Party of Nigeria. We clearly stated ideologies that are well or clearly stated in their constitution. Because the constitution is recognized by the Supreme Court and by INEC. So we have a collective of people that are well-meaning so that nobody has to worry about spending a dime to run for office in Nigeria. That way, we'll have real competition. Right now, the competition is about the highest bidder. Those who have stolen our public funds the most, they are the ones that stand the biggest opportunity to win elective positions. As we have the political parties structured today, we must change that. We must change that. And we are calling on you to join forces with us to do it. If not, these people will continue to do what they are doing to us. You know, 1,000 naira per litre, 1,200 naira per litre is the starting point. They are still telling us that the price will even still go higher than that. They used an exchange rate of 1,630 naira per litre. That's the NNPC to fix the new price of Dangote Refinery fuel. As the naira devalues, what happens? The price will go up. And then they will throw their hands in the air and say, no, it's market forces. It's not market forces. It is the bad leadership that we have, which we must change. We can have fuel sell for 300 naira per litre. Many people argue that the price of fuel can never come down again. It will always go up. Answer, it can come down. All we need is to change the guards, the people in charge of administering our oil and gas sector. Once we do that, we can have our refineries working, even build new refineries. Nobody is saying Dangote Refinery should not refine its petrol. It can continue. Other refineries can come, but our state-owned refineries must be working. That is the only way we can have real competition. Real competition. Not the way they are structured now. So please, if you have not clicked the link, please, there's a link in the description. Click it. Join the Abundance Party. Let us make this happen. We can take Nigeria back from the hands of those that hold it by the jugular. We can take Nigeria back. A new Nigeria is indeed possible, but it requires your cooperation. It requires you to take action. You cannot sit down and continue to do things the way you have always done it and expect a different result. That is madness. That is insanity. And I don't want you to allow these people to drive you mad. You need to give yourself some sanity by doing things differently. And that's by joining the Abundance Party. Please click the link in the description. Let us get this party going and open up the space. You can run for office. You don't need money. All you need is your ideas and your credibility. That's all. It's only possible right now with Abundance Party of Nigeria. Please click the link. If you want fuel to go down, click the link. If you want the political space to be open, to get rid of bad leadership and bad governance, this is the way to go.